I'm not sure how or why, but I lost my recording of showing these items. So since I've already painted them, here's my items before paint. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoy this cottage core thrift haul that I did. And I have more coming. So if you're new here, I am Connie Hemmer from The Painted Photographer. You can get any products that you've seen me use here today at thepaintedphotographer.com, and I will ship them right to your door. Thank you, and enjoy the video. The first thing that I do when I get any items from the thrift store or garage sales is I clean them. I did this off camera and I decided this is a key point to be showing people is you just never know how dirty these items are until you clean them. So always take the time to take a baby wipe and clean them off. See this gunk? They're dirty. All of them were dirty. So I cleaned them all up. The next thing I had to do was this wine box had paper on the top of it, so I needed to get that paper off. So I just pulled off as much as I could, and then I sanded the rest off. So you want to make sure whenever you have paper on top of wood that you get that paper off, or it's just going to peel up. Here is the box all sanded. I really sanded it, and now I'm going to cut this rope off the top. I don't want the rope on one side, and so I got that all off of there. And now I have a new plan for this box to cover up the holes. IOD trimmings mold and the IOD air dry clay. Perfect combination. These are my favorite products. I'm going to add these around the box. The first thing that you need to do is, a lot of people use cornstarch. I happen to have baking soda in my craft supplies, so I use baking soda. But cornstarch does work a lot better than this baking soda. You just need to powder the mold so that the clay doesn't stick. You're going to open that clay, and this happens to be a new brick, which is my favorite to use, is a new one. And you're going to get that clay out of there. And whenever you're not using it, make sure that you're sealing it up. And I put it into, when I'm doing the trimmings mold, I make a snake-like, just when you were a kid and you used Play-Doh when you made snakes out of Play-Doh. So push it all inside that mold, forming that detail on the inside. Then I take my thumb and I pull off the excess. On the ends, I go right to the end, and then on the middle, I kind of push it towards the outside of the middle. And you're going to want to make sure that this backside is smooth of all the clay. One, you don't want to use too much clay to waste the product. And two, that backside has to be flat also, or it will not be level on your project. So make sure you get that all level. I was finished with that excess, so I put it into the original bag and took a Ziploc bag and put it in there. I also have moist baby wipes inside that Ziploc bag just to give it a little bit of extra moisture. Next, you're going to flip the mold over and peel that clay out of the mold. I'm taking that trimmings mold and I'm adding it to the center of the box, and then I'll fill in on the sides with smaller ones. So I take wood glue, works the best for me, smear it around with my finger on the whole back side of the mold. And after you get that all evenly smeared on there, then you're going to attach it to the wood. So here I am in fast mode adhering this trimmings mold. I wanted something fun for the top, so I took the L'Oreal mold and I made the two twigs and then also the bee. So I glued those down on the top of this, and it's no longer a wine box. I cleaned up this toilet seat. It still just makes me laugh. You gotta love it. Do you have a cabin that this could go in? Or a lake home? If you do, find it on thepaintedphotographerhomedecor.com and I'll ship it right to your door. I found a new fun combination that I liked. Cowgirl coral and cherry picked. I love the combo together, so I decided to do a couple of items in these colors. So there was the pink box with the white. That was really disturbing to me with so much contrast. So I painted the entire outside of the box in the cowgirl coral. And then I painted the inside of the box in cherry picked. And I also painted that Pampered Chef tube in these colors as well. You'll see that in a little bit. The white clock was up next. I used Old School, which is a really dark gray, and I covered the entire thing with the Old School gray. It has a lot of texture to it, so I knew that painting it a solid color and using a white wax to go over it and seal it in would make a really pretty look. A lot of people like crinoline for one of the white colors. It's a very vintage looking white. So I decided that I would paint this wood tray in crinoline. So I gave the entire tray one coat of crinoline, and I had to go back over and do just like a half a coat. And if you've watched me before, you know what a half a coat is. Just add some water with a mister while you're painting, and you'll make that second coat stretch a lot further. Farm Fresh for the wood bowl with the wood handle. And this is also, it doesn't have the best coverage. It will need 2 coats. So this is my first coat of Farm Fresh. I really like this color. It's like a bluish green color and it's kind of beachy. So I painted the handle in a light gray. I did not show that in my videos. The Pampered Chef bread tube is going to get a little bit of drippy look. There's a little bit just too much contrast for me on this one. So I went over the cherry picked with some more cowgirl coral and blended those 2 colors in. If your paints are dry, you can still just add water to them and the water will reactivate this DIY paint and let you be able to blend the 2 colors together. Like I had said earlier, this color combo really has my heart right now. I loved the cowgirl coral and the cherry picked together. If you think that color combo is good, give me a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. I then sprayed it with water to make that blend a little bit more using the water only. So I just squirt it in a downward motion and let it drip. Taking the cherry pick back up to the top again, I add it to the edge with a mist of water so that it can drip down the side of the can. These, again, are for flowers outside. So I'm not normally a drippy look person for the inside of my house, but I do like this color combo and painting method for outside and using the flower pots. Another coat of the Farm Fresh. and a single coat on the sides. This entire basket did get a coat of this Farm Fresh, and it's a very, very beachy look. If you want to see what this looks like in the end, please hang out, and I stage the pictures for you at the very end of this video so you can see how they look all finished. If you're interested in any of these products, you can visit my website, thepaintedphotographerhomedecor.com, and I'll ship them right to your door. I didn't show you much with these dishes. I put some pictures at the end, so make sure you watch it to the end. These are really pretty cottage core dishes, and they would look gorgeous sitting on your counter or on your table. These I would totally use. This is the perfect size. The perfect size. And they are Harry and David, a good quality stoneware bowl. So if you don't pick them up on my website at thepaintedphotographerhomedecor.com, I think I'm going to use them. I hope I've encouraged you to go thrifting, because you never know what you're going to find. Even if it's dishes. Look at that bird. So cottage core. So cottage core. Ooh, I love it. A color I don't get to use very often is mermaid tail. It's a fun, bright, turquoisey blue color. And I did this entire box with the mermaid tail and just covered everything up. Then I went ahead and did this clock in beadboard. I'm trying to make up for the last clock that I did, since I did have a few non-distressors. Then I went ahead and took the white wax and put white wax all over this gray clock to try and make it a softer look. After you get the white wax in all those crevices, you're going to want to buff it right off and get that beachy, fun, soft look. All right, here I go. I'm going to distress this clock. Let's hope it works out a little bit better for me than the last one did. So I just take a baby wipe and I'm going to carefully distress the edges of this clock just to bring out that wood from the edges and not distress it as much as the last one. Going in with DIY white wax with just a plain old chippy brush. I'm going to make sure I get that white wax inside all those crevices. This mermaid paint has been dried for a day or so, so the paint is really well dried. You want to make sure that the DIY paint is completely dry before you put the wax on it, because it will pull some of it back off, but if it's really dry, it won't pull as much off. So you're going to cover the entire thing with the white wax. Now you'll take a soft lint-free cloth and wipe the excess white wax off and give this mermaid tail a really soft cottage core look. Everything else gets a coat of Big Top. That is a DIY liquid sealer, and it's a very tough sealer, so anything that I want to really withstand some time, I put on the Big Top. I know with one of my last thrift hauls, some liked my clock, some did not. Some said repaint it, some said keep it. It did sell as is, so I didn't repaint it. But I hope that I made up for it with this one. Is this prettier than my last clock? Let me know in the comments. If you need any DIY products or IOD products, please visit thepaintedphotographer.com. If you like this video, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you'll know every time I upload a new video. And until next time, happy painting.